Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Falskallan Nights and welcome to Tire Bear. I'm looking at myself and I'm a little too low, high on my camera. That's what I'm seeing. This is what happens when I should not be looking at the screen. Juju, get on that. That you shifted.
No.
I was right.
Oh no, he's self-aware.
I'm self-aware. What am I doing? I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. Have a good night. Do you dare to imagine? Before we get to tonight's game, let's get into tonight's announcements. That being said, Matt, get into it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, this
Juju,
night,
switch the screen.
this night's session of Falskallan Nights is brought to you by the one and only D&D Beyond, with which we use to track things. Not really our gold and things, but we try. It's an honest effort. FX may vary. They're awesome. The FX may vary, but it is always enjoyable. That effect is not variable. We have lots of merch. Get some, buy some, wear some, in that order, or a different order, whichever. And we got other shows going on.
The Melody of the Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some kind of song in a maelstrom, a song in a storm, a melody in a maelstrom, if you will.
Played by FX may vary.
Yeah, I said FX may vary.
Yeah, they run Melody.
Oh, same one. I did it in 2 parts.
A tale of 2 parts.
Just like keeps on giving.
I just bookended it there. See, started with the FX, said a little more, and then ended it with Melody of the Maelstrom.
Ended it with the varies.
Is that it?
Patreon.
Oh, and Patreon. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, feel free to give us your patronage through Patreon. Join the Discord.
Become a patriot of Dire Bear.
Patreon Patriot.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Look.
This is what 4 hours of sleep gets you. Let's roll credits.
Let's roll credits. Welcome to Falskallan Nights. Let's get into it. Woo! Last time on Falskallan Nights, Halcyon got visited by the Fate Weaver. Not just at the proper moment after getting pulled out of a teleportation spell mid-flight, which you would think is impossible, but nothing is impossible when you're dealing with the realm of fates. Having a short conversation and realizing that Halsterian has to sever his connection with his patron, he tried doing so, but only coming to the understanding that he had failed. That there's something more deep connecting him towards the ever so growing hunger of the void. Oh, I got an eyelash in my eye. It's one of those worst feelings. Ah!
Oh no.
Oh no, my eyes. It ain't
Take your eye
Slay.
out. You don't need it.
It's not demure.
Not demure at all.
So extra.
It's extra and undemure. That being said, being afraid of teleportation, Team Them has decided to go back to Port Delorn, where they had last seen Roneth, the mysterious men who had ended up pulling a dragon.
Yeah.
While being afraid to teleport, Team Them have decided to try and get some supplies, cross any needed things off of their list of things to do. And so we come to the guild hall, and Bryony just got engaged.
Mhm.
Got hitched.
Yep. So at this point, you guys are still at the guild hall. You talk to Felix a little bit, trying to gather items and information and whatnot. But yeah, he said that he was interested in the giant's leather that you had procured. But what are you guys doing in the guild hall at this point?
Well,
Well, I don't know anything about any of that. Nobody told me nothing. I was looking at a book.
I got a new fancy thingy.
What kind of new fancy thing?
It is. You'll have to find out. I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Wait, do I know this surprise?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know, actually.
How do I need to be worried about this surprise?
Are you muted?
Yes.
Here's a little.
It took me a while to register that that question was directed at me. Could you say that again?
How do I need to be worried about this surprise?
That's so
Yes?
funny.
Don't
Don't listen to him. He's wrong. This was. He was there and he agreed to it. He
That's
let me
more
do
concerning.
it. What? No. Why? How is that more concerning?
Because it was authorized.
What? But isn't that like good?
Is authorized chaos still chaos?
Authorized, not ordered.
It wasn't ordered.
Let's have a
See?
repeat.
I don't understand this conversation.
I don't understand this conversation.
Like, if it makes you feel better, I can authorize it. I don't think that's better, but you know.
It was for a good cause.
Okay.
This is something that has been overdue. If you catch my drift.
I'm not sure.
Well, I don't care actually.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't care.
This is quite the roller coaster of intrigue, I must say.
Mm,
In
Well-
fire.
It's a time of changing. You know, people change. I had to sneeze.
that sounded like a cough. But alright.
Oh.
Well,
It
I
happened.
finished copying the book. or well, the passage in the book. Haven't had a ton of time to look through it yet, but
And what you find in this book, what you find in the passage is basically more or less more ciphered notes. So now that you actually have something written down, you have a more tangible, uh, more tactile thing to try and physically uh, work your magic and see what you can do to decipher something. Because all mages and whatnot, especially higher level mages, will use codes and ciphers to try and make sure that their research or their spells that they've created are not copied, or if they're going to be copied, it's going to be bought through great effort.
so the locket converted it to legible language to us, but did not necessarily decipher all the ciphers in the book.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is funny because some of the like you get the description of the spell itself, and it's readable. It's absolutely legible, but everything else is still not. So at this point,
Okay.
you would have to sit down and really try and parse through repeated codes
Okay.
to figure out which you got this.
It's magic that needs an extra hug. Maybe a shot of whiskey or 7.
Or 7. Do you plan on doing that thing today?
The spell?
Yeah.
No, we've got time. I'll probably do it on the journey. We've got a few weeks of travel anyway, so
And it would be funny to spread some forest fires.
Wait.
I cut myself.
Ow. Also, Bryony is married. Or,
Getting married.
yeah, engaged in Mortal Kombat.
Which is funny because wait, no. It was Bark that took her.
Is that why I heard
The
a bunch
Bertia
of
is still
screaming?
there. Pardon?
Is that why I heard a bunch of screaming?
Yeah,
That'll do it.
Okay.
yeah.
Happy screaming?
I would say so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. Well,
You would have heard Barik screaming to some extent, I'm sure, but that's a different feeling, I think.
Well, did you guys find anything good? Are we still needing to get more stuff for the journey? Also, have we checked on the cart?
oh.
No, we have not checked on the cart.
What do we have rations? Do we Why are you guys looking at me like that?
I forgot about all that.
Oh my god. All right. So
We
we'll
got
go get
something
everything
fun.
else.
And now we're out of money.
Do we not have anything else to sell?
That's why I'm going to go to the room and grab the bracer from
God damn
That giantess.
All right.
Yes, we should probably do that now so we have. I mean, Yima still needs a place to sleep, so
Mm-hmm.
getting that off of his bed, I'm sure, will help.
Not the worst place I've slept. By far, actually. But yeah, would be nice. Should probably do that now.
Yeah. Wasn't there that one time you slept in a casket and it was already occupied?
It was initially, yes.
Yeah.
It got crowded and then, yeah, had to,
Yeah.
move the body.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sleeping
It's
outside.
like, oh my god, your femur is just like poking into my side. Or is that
Yeah.
your femur or not?
Yeah, that, at first I thought it was excited to see me and was like, oh,
Right.
no, it's just you.
I assume you're gonna need help getting it shrunken down to fit through the doorways again.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm so glad we stopped here.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been hell trying to get it out.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had to
When
like
should we stop?
put a hole in the wall.
I feel like that's a terrible idea. Let's just shrink it instead.
Well, while they're all distracted with briny stuff.
I think. Oh, never mind. Let's just go get the bracer. Let's go.
So you guys walk up the main hallway there. Libertia's still just kind of sitting there watching y'all. And still like the tear stains going down her face. It's like, as you guys are walking by, you didn't see anything.
There are certain things that I don't forget.
Same. You guys walk up the set of stairs and finally make it to your room. Open up the door that swings now both ways, and it swings both ways, and you still see the tub full of crabs that are there. Yeah, the baby's in. I guess it's a terrarium now because at this point, Brian seems to have added a little more,
Yeah.
more grass and more water for them to just kind of like hang out and chill in and go out and kind of sunbathe a bit. And there's the odd bird that tried to get in there and it didn't do too well.
I bet.
But at that point, you still see the giantess bracer sitting on Yimmer's bed and kind of like stuffed into a corner. It's like very much like children just throwing their laundry into a pile, and that just was the designated pile.
The ADHD mound.
Yes. What is it? We don't know. What's in there? We shan't find it until we go.
Yeah, yep. Pretty much.
That being said, I'm assuming you shrink it.
We take it.
Yeah, I'll shrink it.
To Felix.
Like, do we make it big again at Felix's or before Felix's? Because, like,
Oh yeah.
It's
If
gonna
it's
get
really
big
small-
again in 1 minute.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can
we'll
you
do
get
it
out the
before.
front door in 1 minute?
Yeah,
That's one less
Oh, so
time
we
I
have
have
some
to
time
shrink
then,
it.
is what you're saying.
I can do it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
Let's get it.
And so you shrink it, and it gets down to something a little more manageable, but it's still like moving a mattress at this
Mhm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically got that consistency where you don't have a solid handhold, and it's just like you're trying to drag it. It is an absolute mess trying to deal with this thing.
And it doesn't help that our strongest people are also short.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
did we bring it upstairs in the first place?
I don't know. They did.
Where there's a brain cell, there's a way. It's not exactly a will, it's just a brain cell.
Well, Kicking it down some stairs is certainly cathartic.
Which, so how do you deal with this? You tell me.
I assume Spleen and B are carrying it, and I'm gonna be ready to re-shrink it if it wears off before they get it out the door.
So at this point, yeah, you try and pull it through. Oh, for the sake of it, make a dexterity check. Spleen. You're not even there.
She
Oh,
can
do it.
hear you, but she's not at the computer.
You having a lady tinkle?
No, I think she's getting.
All right. Well.
All right, she wants me to roll for her. What?
Bro, I don't trust.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right. I'm gonna.
Jeez, damn.
Oh God. I'm gonna pull up Beatrice unless somebody's got her.
I don't have the.
I can look.
Campaigns.
What am I rolling?
Review campaign.
Dex check.
Oh.
Falskallan Knights. You know what else is great about D&D Beyond? If you set your character to do so, other people can view your character when you're not around.
Yeah, just like me. I just looked her up and did the dex check, and I rolled a 5.
Oh, no.
no.
I got a 13.
All right.
Trying to manhandle this thing, it is a hard thing to do, especially when you don't have any proper holds or anything. So like a mattress that doesn't kind of fit right, you kind of have to do that weird angle and jostle thing, try to fit it through the door. And even if you're trying to fold down a little bit of this, like almost, it is a hardened leather that has been well used and thoroughly broken in, so it still has a little bit of give and flex to it, but it reeks of well, what you would guess to be giantess.
I mean, I would hope.
I feel like there's definitely a moment in there where it starts to enlarge again in the doorway, and I'm like, no. Reshrink.
Yeah, which basically takes you to expend a spell slot to do it again. That being said, you do eventually get it through the doorway, the door into the hallway, and for the sake of it, you guys do get it out the front door.
I'm just
still looking at the both of you, thinking like, "What the hell am I looking at?"
I'm just gonna not turn around and look at Libertia, who is definitely staring a hole in the back of our heads, and just be like, "It's all right, everything's intact." Thumbs up.
I mean, at this point, I'm sure the entire team them has understood that eye contact means death.
Pert near. Yep.
Did you just rip
What?
the whole bag open?
It was already that way.
What?
The steam is raining outside in the steam. They had to put it in a sheets bag.
Oh my god.
What are you eating?
The food looks like Spleen is the one who dived into it. It's so fitting. The bag's ripped open in transit, so they were put into another bag.
Like a grocery bag.
Oh my god, hilarious.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right, so getting it out to the main thoroughfare, just seeing a whole bunch of people look at you weirdly as you pull this basically giant sheet of leather across Solemn. Oh fuck, what is his name? Line. That's Solness. I can't have that. Ah, Jesus. This is what happens when I don't have a map. Anyway, so you make it across the bridge. You finally get back to Ashhorn's Hollow, through to the Antiquitist. which I assume you reshrink again.
Yeah.
Cool. So one more dexterity check, please, because this is just funny.
14.
I rolled an 11.
Okay, that's better.
That's better. So at this time, you guys kind of figure out how to handle this thing a little bit better, and you're able to fit it through Felix's door. Phrasing. But
That little door. I can't find anything in here. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to tell Alicia that, and she's probably gonna have a really good laughing fit from it. But you pull it through, and you see the look in his eyes, being like, "Oh, this thing's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be." Uh-oh. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
You want it on one of your bookshelves? We have to put it down soon. It's rather heavy.
At this point, you might as well just throw it onto
The floor? Okay.
Yep. Which you throw it on the floor, grows back to its enlarged in size, and he looks at it and just goes, "Well, I'm gonna have a fun time figuring this thing out."
I'm glad you'll have fun. It's always good to brighten someone's day, so glad we could help.
Yes, and I'm assuming you want some compensation for that.
Yes.
I'm not giving it to you because I don't trust you.
Oh, just give it time.
Right. Beatrice, dear. I'm assuming you will, what do you think? A couple thousand?
3,000. I'm not letting you negotiate with yourself.
Yes, I'm negotiating with myself. No, it's like, Yimmer, you coming in? You doing it?
Yes, I'm good at this.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
it's the one thing I'm good at.
That's true.
And
All
when
right.
I
He's good
had
at
that
talking.
business experience, never accept the first offer.
With all the effort it took us to get here, I'd say, yes, 3,000 at least.
3,000. Oh, jeez.
And B is family after all. That's got to count for something. And how often do you find a premium, and I do say premium, nice, giant bracer? I didn't see any walking all the way here. Just saying, if you want to stand out, if you want to draw the crowds, just saying, that's something I would do. That's something I would say. Not going to tell you how to run your wonderful business. It is wonderful, if I do say so myself, but just saying, 3,000 I do think is quite a steal.
And he just he looks at you, he looks it up and down. By the way, make a persuasion check, please.
You've been
Howard is
waiting
just
for that.
standing there with this look on his face like everything he said is right.
But the dice roll was not.
Uh-oh.
15.
Okay. By the way, I'm just rolling dice, not for any sort of real reason. It's just
Rolling damage.
I'm just rolling. Just Yimmer, you take 1 million damage.
That made far too much sense.
It's no. He looks it up and down. Well, there's a lot of blood on it, and is that mold? Oh God, it's gonna take a while to get that out. All right.
Character, I will say.
There is. I will say that there is a magicness in it, and I will give you that. That being said, if you want 3,000, I give you that.
Okay.
Which at this point, he kind of snaps his finger, and a little bag comes up from his side there. It just he opens it up and he starts rummaging through. Here you go. And he passes you $3,000. What? 300 platinum? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he passes you 300 platinum pieces. honestly, this is the best way for me to carry it. I'm not going to change it down. If you wish to change it down, good luck.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much. Come on, let's go before he changes his mind.
You shut the
So-
door. Hey!
Wow. Good job, Yimmer.
Yeah, didn't even have to like go all magic on him. Which is strange because Mister keeps telling me to like do weird stuff to people's brains, but I just don't. So yeah, got money anyways.
Yeah. Let's go find out if we need a cart or not.
Where did you leave it?
I want to say it was the stables of Onver Guildhall,
Mm-hmm.
because we ended up teleporting back to Menestad, and then we never picked it up again.
Yeah.
So who knows if it's still there?
So back to the guild hall you go.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk back into the guild hall, you open it up, open up the front door. LaBerge is still there, just like, back again? What? All right, whatever. And you head into the back parts of the lot itself where the stables are. You go there and you see your cart there, as well as your horse that was able to draw it. It still maintained, still fed. It's actually it's at this point you see like Bryony is there with Shifting Amber, just kind of like maintaining the horses, just doing the brushing, the feeding, and whatnot.
Hanging with the aminals and taking care
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Two things. Why didn't we just put the thing on the cart? Second thing, what's Shifty Color doing here?
What do you
He
mean?
works here.
Oh, Shifty Amber?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, wrong Amber.
Which Yimmer were you thinking of, Yimmer?
I thought it was one of the colors, like amber color.
He
He
is.
He
is.
is.
Well, yeah, I thought we didn't like the colors.
Technically,
That's racist.
right.
Ah, damn.
How dare pink exist? That just broke my brain. I mean, Crimson Pride is the leader of the Adventurer Guild. You remember that, right, Yimmer?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
unhappy with some of them more than others.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember?
I thought they were kind of like a group, like big, like it's a rainbow. Like, sure, they're different colors, but they're all part of the rainbow, and we didn't like the rainbow.
Well, each piece of the rainbow does different stuff, and they tend not to gather together into a rainbow. More like
That would
pieces
make
of
a
the
beam of
rainbow at a
white light,
time.
wouldn't it?
Say that again.
That would make a beam of white light if they all got together, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Hey, and that's where
Yeah.
Snow White comes in, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, that happens? What
No,
do they like all join together and make like a big giant
I'm
snowy
walking
lady?
over to Bree to holy
That is
shit, brain.
impossible.
I don't
To
know.
Amber and
I've put bodies
Bridie.
together and they've gotten like it's not a Snow White, but like it's a
I
shambering
don't
mess.
think any of them would want
Which
to combine.
is funny. You're
with
having this
the violence.
conversation out loud, and it's just like Shifting Hammers looking at you guys like, what did I do to deserve this?
I don't
Why-
know
why
what
do you
is
hate me?
happening. We don't.
Sorry. It was one of your friends. Not gonna say
Purple one.
rape, but you know, glad it's not you. Glad you're not them.
Mostly Violet.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he does that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He likes prodding me, and it's like, I get it. Pride sticks up for me, but at this point, I need to stick up for myself, and it's hard to do. I mean,
Stone him.
I honestly don't think that would work.
You know what's interesting to me about him?
Bigger rocks.
That he's a barbarian. But I feel like he makes other people mad just as often as he is mad.
He's
Yeah.
compensating for a small peepee, okay? He's mad
I
about it.
was not aware of that, but okay.
I have like a sense, like a dick
Howard just-
sensor.
Howard just is willing to believe
I-
that she has been with anyone.
yeah.
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 I'm more worried she knows the word compensating.
Mm-hmm.
But are you wearing the
Yeah,
same?
because it sounds like cum.
Never mind.
I am really not in the right mental state for this game right
Oh
now.
my god.
Fuck. Here we are for high grand adventure, and all we're talking about is penis envy.
Yeah.
No, that's Emerald.
Oh my god. Amber, Briny, I have a question. You're both familiar with animals. How much feed do you think we would need to bring with us if we're taking the horse and cart to Port Delorn?
At this point, Bryony kind of takes a step back because she actually doesn't know where that is. But Amber takes a second. Port Delorn. Well, at this point, you'd have to basically hopscotch between guild halls or different points of feed, different points where you could buy feed.
Alright.
The-
We could stop at Ministad
Wow.
and pick up more.
Where out? What is your route?
That's a good question. I have not been quite that far out before.
That's not true.
Fuck. I knew you were gonna say that. I said it like in my head. I was like, "This is probably false." It
Isn't
was
that where we met?
probably at least around there during the war.
You were out there, but Alska is pretty much on the other side of the river where Port Delorn is.
Mm-hmm.
All of you have been pretty much the whole length of Falskallan, one way or another.
That's true, because we started in Alska the first time.
Yeah. Just give me a map. I got it.
Which
As
is
I hand the map to Amber.
yeah, and he basically points out, all right, so you're gonna have to start going to Morg, Sagov, Flabid, Sanahlid, and then out to Menestad. From there, Menestar, Alska. That's your port.
Yeah.
That's gonna take you a while.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we got a
It's
big hunt ahead of us, pretty much.
yeah,
So-
we can't. Short story, we can't teleport. It's dangerous.
What? How?
Not entirely sure yet, but not all of us will arrive at the location. Simple way to put it.
Yeah.
I've never liked teleporting. It always made my tummy feel bad.
Yeah, sometimes it's not so great.
I heard that you can't get ripped apart and then put back together. That's why it's all like, ooh, when you wake up again. Or get
This
put
is
back
also
together.
why I don't like talking to a tenuate kobold. He starts explaining things to me, and it just makes me more scared sometimes.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Stone him.
Yeah, and he's still brushing one of the horses. And like one of these horses, like a chestnut mare, pretty much has like a feed bag over her mouth. She's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Yep. Living life.
yep.
Queen is
Yeah.
feasting.
Which is even funnier because at this point, like Shifting Amber stands pretty much like a head or two taller than the horse, and is like bending down to kind of is bend down just a bit to like, you know, brush her and make her feel safe and whatnot.
I kind of like you.
Thank you.
So before we leave, just don't become a sheep as part of the herd.
She doesn't mean literally. Although you're not a druid, so I don't think that's an issue regardless. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, ignore. Shut up. I'm trying to. What I'm saying is, don't just blindly go into things, because even the people that you look up to is telling you to do certain things. Sometimes it's alright to question shit. Just trust your gut. Things are weird lately, okay? Just don't
meet your heroes, especially if your hero's your boss.
I don't understand, but okay.
That's okay. I don't understand half the shit I just said, but
She means never feel like you can't question someone or their actions or what they say, even if you trust them. Just because you trust them doesn't mean they're always right.
Okay. Okay. Again, at this point, he's kind of like, he's never really held eye contact with any of you guys. He's still kind of, you get the feeling that he's still kind of shy.
Mm-hmm. Anyhow,
Link's like trying to get his view.
You would be that person. Hi, I see you avoiding my eye contact. I want to understand what was wrong. I'd like to talk to you about your horse's extended warranty.
let's see. We'll pick up some feed. I want to... B, are you up for finishing that crystal today?
Sure. Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
Hello.
Oh, oh, honey.
It was bad.
Oh,
Don't
girl.
hurt your voice more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please don't.
No, it's honestly not that bad. It sounds worse than it is at this point.
I know that feeling.
Wait, sorry, daughter. Come here, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm down to go finish the spell. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, let's go.
We've got some extra gems, so we can use those just in case. Are those in the bag? Who's holding those?
I think they're in the bag. I think I have them.
All right. I don't think we'll need them, but if we do,
Yeah, because you basically created the form for everything.
yeah.
Yep.
Figure we'll go pick up some feed, finish the spell, maybe pick up feed on the way back. Either or. We could probably just have them deliver it.
It was at this point, like, Shifting Amber pipes in. We have a lot of feed here. If you need to stock up for a long run, we have lots here. We can really give, because, I mean, you are part of the guild.
Cool.
Like,
why have we never used horses more often?
Because it takes so fucking long.
Compared to walking?
I mean, we've
Well-
kind of like did do a bunch of poofing around.
That's true, we did. We
And
did.
so it's like, well, shit. Well, then we need to put this in the horse corner.
you try and put a horse through a teleportation circle and watch that happen.
Yeah.
Oop, and panicked horses everywhere.
Yeah.
Imagine getting a misfire on a horse smell.
Oh.
It just
God.
lands.
Oh God. No, Twilight Sparkle.
All right.
What's the name of the horse in Neverending Story? Arthax.
I was like,
Oh no.
Oh. No! Oh, that was so traumatic.
Too soon.
Yeah, me being an actual horse girl, it was too much for me. God.
But that being the case, yeah. So, like, I will tell you this above the table. People who are members of the guilds and have a guild seal are able to stay at guild halls throughout all of Falskallan. So every major city, so the ones that I just mentioned, all have one.
Okay.
And you're more or less able to get like feed and stuff for your horses and basic amenities fixed up. So like you have the ability to have like to get basic rations that'll last you like a week or so. Basic rations, maybe a healer's kit, something like that. But it's generally like these places are stocked to ensure that the adventurers are somewhat okay. Normally, most of them come equipped with their own stuff, but it doesn't mean that they can't be supplemented.
Okay. Then let's head to the triumvirate. And yeah, anyone who doesn't feel like hanging around, I fully understand, but I would appreciate all the help I can get.
Yeah. If you get it wrong, I hate you. So
What?
that will motivate you to do really good.
Does that mean you'll hate me too?
I'll hit you with my face, with my lips. Very softly.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a face war.
All right, let's go.
All right, so heading into Old Town. Basically, Bryony and Amber are starting to prep your horses. Prep your horses and your cart with a proper amount of feed and start getting things more or less covered and carried, covered up and whatnot. Heading out in the old town, you head north into where the triumvirate is. You go back and you do contact Koss, and he will be there, as well as Adira, and so they will be. They're pretty much there waiting for you as you all arrive. And at this point, you still see Adira having like just tears running down her eyes and whatnot. Koss looks at her. I know you're going to be doing this all day, but you don't have to stay for this. I'm just so happy. Just this sweet older woman, just so happy to see that like her daughter's getting married and gonna have a daughter-in-law. She's just so excited of it all.
So they got the news.
Yeah. You kidding me? You kidding me? Adira screamed just as loud as Barak, if not louder.
All right.
So, you all get led in back to the forge area where you see the massive forge full of tool and die on the walls, as well as a bunch of different molds and forms. Central anvil and the forge that has about 2 or 3 different pits into it. It's at this point, B. So at this point, B, do you want me to just take over description and like ideas of what you can do, or?
Yeah, if you just want to pitch in as much as you can, I'll just do the rolls and stuff like that.
Beauty. We'll get into it. Just B, assuming direct control.
You're making a robot.
Don't make me laugh because it just makes me cough.
I am B. Okay, so Koss calls up a couple of his associates to start firing up the forge. Firing up the forge. Howard, what do you do to prep?
I'm gonna give them the crystals that I have so that they can do what they need, placing it in the forge properly to get melted down and whatnot. Yep. And I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself to help with the heat. I know B's got her armor, so do we need anything else for the moment?
Yeah, I've got my armor of fire resistance.
Yep.
I feel like that's
we haven't rested yet, have we? Long rested. Because I'm not currently attuned to the headband of intellect.
Oh.
You can attune over a short rest, which I am more than willing to take if you need.
And I could say, like, during this time, you could do that.
Okay, so
because, like, you guys are not under any sort of duress, and so you being able to move and, like, attune at the same time, like, I'm not going to be that big of a dick about it.
Okay, cool. Tinku.
Got you, honey.
I'm just going to sit down and twiddle my thumbs and look at my big buff girlfriend.
Which is funny because you're, like, Beatrice, you're wearing the armor, but basically only the armor. So at this point, you got, like, your butt hanging out on the one.
It's like those apron things are just an apron.
It's just
wow.
chapless asses.
Wow.
It's like you need good ventilation, even though you're still heat resistant. Besides, the armor covers a lot anyway, so it's like it's pretty much full plate, except for any of the main like movement points and the head.
Mhm.
Nonetheless, so the forge starts kicking up fire. The forge starts kicking up a fire. You hand off the crystal, and so you're gonna tell me what exactly the process is gonna be, Howard.
Well, we've got the mold, and it is it's got all the runes carved in it already. So the runes will be on the uh molded crystal once it's hardened. He still wants to flash freeze the outside of it. It essentially heat up the mold, heat up the crystal till it melts, pour it into the mold, and pull the mold out and flash freeze the whole thing. Since the mold is had to be built out of something hardy enough to withstand the temperatures in both directions, it should be able to contain everything, and the magic to keep it liquefied on the inside while it hardens on the outside without shattering or hardening on the inside.
Perfect. So at this point, Kos is now gathering the crystal to be liquefied, and we'll put it into basically like a giant. I want to say funnel, but that's not the right word. But just like a giant, basically stone cup that's made out of like a certain, not obsidian, but more or less like a hearthstone that is meant to take a lot of heat before ever showing any signs of cracking. He starts. He gives it to a couple of associates. At this point, B, you're the one going to now start taking charge. So I'm just going to start taking over from here.
Okay.
And I will let you know what kind of rolls you need to make.
Perfect.
So at this point, Beatrice starts calling for more heat, Like, you got to get this thing rip roaring. So the associates start heating up by throwing more logs into the fire, and then start using magical means to create even better heat. Spleen, you're going to be required on the bellows to really sure that there's enough airflow to kind of flew up into the forge itself, into this basic kiln, is what it is. The heat starts getting way intense to the point where you have to shut a couple of blast doors just to contain the sheer amount of heat that's coming out of this thing. There's a singular slot hole held for the singular slot hole that's meant to have like a piece of to have the tools to go in there to hold any of the work and ensure that nothing will like burst right through the blast doors. So at this point, the heat starts coming in, and everybody's starting to feel it at this point, except for you, Howard, and except for you, Beatrice. About 5 minutes goes by of this hard, like super hard, intense work going in. Everybody's doing their part. At this point, Beatrice, you call for the blast doors to be open, to be pulled out. And so as soon as the blast doors open, the dry heat whisks everybody in here. I would need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, except for Howard and Beatrice. And Kos, because, well, Kos is, he's got that armor and he's got it on.
Got that dog in him.
You got that dog in him. Okay. All right, Spleen.
23.
Nice. Halsterian. Well, you've got heat resistance anyway,
Oh,
because you're a tiefling.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean I would be rolling with advantage, or that it
No,
wouldn't bother me at all?
No, at this point, it wouldn't bother you. You've got resistance to it. Because at this point, this is a temperature thing. Yeah, Otter, we've got, we're doing stuff with the Forge and the Triumvirate, so this is Costas territory.
And he gave us a party boon.
Excellent. So you open up the blast doors and you see one of the associates almost look like they're nearly fainting, but just because they weren't prepared. And at this point, Cos comes in, takes over, and the other associate kind of walks off and gets out of the room just to kind of cool off for a second. Beatrice, I need for you to make, I want to say an intelligence check, but actually, no, you would have an intelligence check on this one because this is just to work the material. Intelligence investigation, I should say.
Okay. 21.
Nice. Nice. You look over the crystal, and having not worked with the material before, but you've seen Tobias work with it, he kind of showed you how to shape and mold crystalline structure. And you look at it, and it doesn't look like it's ready. There's little parts of it where it doesn't look like it's bubbling just correctly. So you need to throw it back into the kiln for just another couple of minutes. And with that intelligence check, I'm going to say that you have a good idea. Like, you'll have that natural timing come in because at this point, your inner blacksmith is coming right back out. So you throw it back in, blast doors shut. Spleen, I'd like for you to give me a strength check for the bellows.
Doink. 18.
18. Perfect. You're just maintaining it. Like there's a couple different sizes of bellows that you can go on. And obviously you go on to the biggest one because that's just what you do. But the way everything is set up right now is the fact that there's like two handholds right above it. So that way you could lift your body up and thrust yourself down onto it, creating that heavy current of air to continue continuous heat. And with that strength check, your rhythm is pretty damn good as well. You're maintaining it without like over embellishing one hit while under embellishing another one. So this is perfect for allowing for a more even temperature for this crystalline to be cooked at. 1 minute goes by, 2 minutes, 3. Beatrice, you call the crystalline back out. You blast doors open again, and since it's been a couple of minutes, everybody's kind of accumulated to the heat or acclimated. That's what it is. It's gonna be like this all night, guys. I'm not apologizing for it, but
Fine.
Beatrice, you take a look at it. Make another intelligence check for me, please. And at advantage, because now that you know what you're looking at, you have a better idea.
Okay. First roll was the better one, so that is 24.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, 23.
Oh, terrible. What? This is failure. Are you even trying? No, you take a look at it and you realize that everything is a beautiful, like, yellow. It's not red or orange. It's a beautiful yellow glow, and that is almost perfect to work with, especially with a crystalline structure. At this point, you call for it to be shaped into the mold. So, Koss brings out the mold, and Howard, you have the mold with you as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, you handed it off to one of the associates.
Oh, yes.
So at this point, it gets put onto the main smithy table just beside where the anvil would be. where the anvil will be, Beatrice pulls everything out and asks for just a helping hand of assistance. So there's like there's a flute at the bottom of this stone bowl that allows for somebody to grab it with another tong to kind of help tip it up to ensure that there's at least a steady pour. This liquid crystal pours out as if it were like a thick, like a super thick liquid, like a smoothie or a slurry of something that lands right into the mold itself, and it starts distributing. It starts distributing. Howard, you're up.
So I am going to give Halsterian a 5th level Dragon's Breath with cold, and have all the associates back away, give room so that we're not catching anyone in it. And at the same time that, like we always do with our frost fingers and burning hands, time it with him to breathe frost while I hit it with a 5th level frost fingers.
Okay, so you're hitting it both sides with frost to try and cool it down. And so once you hit it with that, what is your goal afterwards with it?
See how it turns out. The frost should power the runes, solidify the outer layer, and if done correctly, it should be intact without, cracks, deformations, etc., etc.
Okay, cool. So at this point, Halsterian, you get set with that. Koss sees what you're doing and comes up and asks, I have the ability to use frost magic as well. Do you want help? Do you want my help?
I wouldn't complain about a third.
Okay.
More
Which at this point
balanced.
he gets into position and he basically waits for your call. Beatrice is standing back, and Spleen, you're still pushing the bellows even though you're not doing much with it anymore.
Have fun.
You look hot. I'm thinking, keep going.
Which at that point, it's on your mark.
So I'll give them a countdown, and we'll be balanced in 3 equal distances to try and equalize the temperature as best as possible.
Yep.
All right, y'all. 3, 2, 1.
Koss reaches out his hand. You see what it would basically be a cone of cold that has been concentrated into just a very singular section, hitting this mold. Halsterian, describe how you Dragon's Breath this.
I would be plugging my nostrils with my thumbs, closing my eyes, and just doing a very pursed lip blow.
Jeez. Perfect. And Howard?
Trying to concentrate it as well. Normally we would do it like the burning hands, but he's trying to focus it in one area, so it's more spherical.
Perfect. So at this point, the cold starts hitting. Pardon me there. Sorry, I just have like one of those weird belching moments where it's like it's stuck. There's like an air pocket just stuck, and I'm like, I don't know if it wants to come up or just dissolve.
It just
But
fades away.
Yeah, exactly. Who does that? The cold hits the mold, and you start seeing the what would be the immediate steaming of the cold hitting this adamantine molding thing, but it eventually stops and starts freezing over. It starts freezing over and just going and going and going. We're waiting until you say stop, basically.
So once the whole thing is covered in frost, for about, I don't know, 20 seconds, he'll motion for everyone to stop, or he'll call out for everyone to stop, and then come over to it and slowly, with Mage Hand, pull one of the molds, one of the halves off to see if it is in one solid piece.
Okay. Howard, I would like for you to make an intelligence check. This is for you to, out of all your research, out of everything that you've done throughout this campaign, to get this spell to become a thing. This is the check to see if this is a success or not. Remember, you do have a point of luck.
Oh, that's right. Oh, shit. Drop the die, but it's okay. I caught it.
And this is Arcana, actually.
Okay.
And I would say this is at advantage because you have been researching this.
I feel like let's use the luck anyway, just because it seems fitting, and it was the same as the better roll anyway. All right, 24 total.
Okay. You cast the Mage Hand to try and break apart this mold. This thing is solid tight. It is tight, it is solid, it is not budging. A Mage Hand is not strong enough to pull this thing apart.
Fuck it. Big beast. Bring in the Dragon Claw.
Bring in the Dragon Claw. Okay, you do that. You set the claw, and you basically have it set to crush just the two sides or get the fingernails in just enough to pop it off. And that does it without effort. You see, as it pops up, you see like some of the frost kind of like just shiver off, just, and you see the mist kind of roll out. And as you pull it up, you see more mist coming in, as in like the cold and the heat are still conflicting with each other. You drop it to the one side, and what you see in front of you is a crystalline structure with a bunch with all the runes inscribed into it. All runes are glowing. And this piece of crystal looks absolutely solid, but in the center you see what seems to be like a molten core just kind of pulsating ever so beautifully and gently. And it kind of just shifts color red to green to black to yellow to orange. And you pick it up, and it is light. It is absolutely light. It almost feels weightless in your hand, and it's the size of basically kind of like an orange, like a navel orange.
He'll lift it up and show everyone in the room, and it looks like, I know technically they are 3D already, but imagine a snowflake enlarged to the size of an orange, like he said, and then overlaid with more snowflakes structurally. So it is like a 3D, like if you intersected a bunch of snowflakes together in the center, and then the center of it is almost like a lava lamp molten core.
And And as you pick this up, Howard, you see the molten core kind of like shift its color and spin a little bit more rapidly and then slow down and seems to react to your touch. The runes on the sides pulsating all in synchronicity, just
I'm going to try and channel a little bit of energy into it, not to launch anything, but just to change the element it should react to. And channel through a couple different elements and see if it reacts properly to each one.
Yep.
Cold, hot.
It turns this icy blue. It turns this icy blue color, almost like a baby blue. It starts with that, and then it kind of pulsates out into more of the darker shades of the blue there. You go to hot, it goes pure red, and then almost to a white, then fades away.
I'll try a little bit of electricity.
You see sparks of yellow kind of shooting through the crystalline structures as this is happening, just all contained within the unit itself.
I think we have a success, everyone. Thank you, all of you. He's just kind of standing there looking at it while he thanks everyone. I could not have done this without all of you. This is a very, well, as far as I know, the first artifact like this. I don't know if I'd call it an artifact, but you know what I mean.
By the way, I set that DC at 22.
Oh, shit! That was close.
Ooh.
Damn.
It is hard to make your own spell.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It was originally at 25, but with the successes of Beatrice and Spleen at the Bellows, and then having 3 people come through.
Oh, dude.
Shit! See, I wasn't lying. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
Wow. Oh, God. Dude, you made your own fucking spell.
Yes! Now to
Congratulations,
cause
Bud.
chaos.
You've got Chromatic Fireball.
Yes. You can see in his eyes, anyone who's paying attention, you can see where the classroom explosion came from. There's a little bit of uncontrolled chaos behind the eyes.
You know, if you want to test it, we do have a training ground.
Absolutely.
I would recommend. It's outside of the city for a reason.
Absolutely. Normally I don't like leaving things with others. Trust and all, but I feel like leaving the mold with you here at the Triumvirate is the best place for it.
I would agree with that. We have a lot of magical items here that are very well protected. And that way I can study this as well. If you want.
Maybe put it to other applications.
We will have to see. But
thank you.
Congratulations.
He's a father now.
Who's up for a trip out of town? A short trip. We're coming back before we leave. Or I can do it on our way out. It's up to you guys.
Oh yeah, if you're blowing something up, I want to see that.
Let's
I
go blow
think
something up.
I'm gonna hang back at the guild hall.
Oh,
All
do you-
right.
Do you think we could stop by like a graveyard or something? I'll give you something to aim at.
Oh my god. Which at this point, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I want to thank you so much for coming by, Liz. I know you're sick and whatnot, so it really means a lot to have you here for this moment.
I was hanging out in chat anyways, so I'm
But
happy
I mean-
to be here.
But I mean, to come in here.
Mhm.
Of course.
All right, you go leave, you rest that voice, hang out in the chat. We'll see you there. Okay?
Like what?
All right, guys. So we're gonna be we're gonna do 5 minutes. We're gonna set a 5-minute timer, and that'll just be a nice little reset. So we'll see you then.
Yeah.
blow stuff up.
It's time to blow some stuff up. All right. So after taking a short jaunt north of Onver there. Oh, thank God. Oh, there it is. That felt good. You go to one of the triumvirate training grounds where it basically is kind of like a live test fire range. It's basically facing away from the city, out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, and you see the pot marks and craters of every other spell or thing that has been tested by the triumvirate.
Did we find any bodies on our way over?
No, there was. Yes, you see just an absolute massacre and slaughter on the way there. No concern whatsoever.
I don't know how many apprentices come out here.
Yeah, you just see a sacrificial apprentice being strung up on the tree there, just like the triumvirate gets kind of culty after hours.
Lots of dead apprentices, so many whole apples.
No, but that being the case, no, there isn't anything on the way. There isn't a graveyard on the way either for you to even try.
How about like a dead rabbit?
I was just thinking, watch him try to resurrect a squirrel.
4 hour. This is 4 hour energy yimmer.
Heck, I'll even take a mouse.
Oh, God, what is
And
wrong
it's
with you? That being the case, so yeah, you've got the range. It's basically to yourself. You see like a couple of practice quote unquote dummies that are there. It's more or less just like a tree, a giant log that has been stumped and shoved into the ground, and it's got like a bunch of foliage that has been packed in and around it, and maybe a tiny quote unquote hovel to simulate like what would happen with quote unquote shrapnel.
Little branch arms.
Yeah.
How to cast it? I think it's gonna cast by lightly flicking several of the ends, like creating like a crystalline tuning sound, like with wine glasses. To create the right vibrations, right frequencies, and then channel the right element through it and push it outward. And we'll try ice.
Okay. So holding it out, and you're taking your time doing this because you want to at least figure out how all this works. You're not trying to do this within a combat setting. But oh God. Steve. You're also muted if you're trying to speak.
I'm not muted at all.
I don't believe you. God, now all I can think about is a fucking NPC chime. Yeah, so you hit a couple of the crystalline structures that are the nodes that are sticking out to create the harmony between a couple of the nodes, and you feel the vibration go through, and at that point you realize that it's primed and ready to go, channeling the magics that you know that you've learned throughout your years just to pass it through this object. And as much as this is a very instantaneous thing, you feel the power move from your arm. It's always that feeling of like, even though you've done something a million times, it still feels nice understanding the actual mechanical motion of something that's happening. Your power runs through your arm and you feel it go through all your nerve ends and into the crystalline structure itself. At this point, you see the structure light up into this beautiful light blue glow. And without a second's hesitation, it glows brighter, 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 and shoots straight forward. I'm assuming you're aiming it at the at the
lowly crash test dummy.
Yep.
See, this is why we needed a squirrel.
You fire it forward, and a half a second later, not even a quarter second, just lands in. You see this explosion of ice come straight up and straight out.
It works. Howard turns into a bigger elfin spleen for a moment. We have to try another element. What one do we try?
You will also mark off a 4th level spell slot for that.
Anyone? Anyone? No takers?
Electric?
That.
Electric it is. And he's going to try it again with a different pattern, different frequency.
You do it again. At this point, you shift the ball around in a different way and hit a couple different nodes. You at this point you hit a couple notes that don't harmonize too well with each other, and you stop it, reset, hit a couple nodes, and it creates that harmonization. And when that happens, you see the electrical pulses starting to come through. Again, you launch it through. It lands on another crash test dummy. You hear what is like a thunderbolt, like lightning crashing down. And you hear the thunder wave spread out, and what I could basically describe as a sphere of just pure electricity that kind of shocks and branches out, as if all the atoms in that area have been just absolutely charged to a point. That'll be another fourth level spell slot for you.
No, calm yourself. Important tests. Everybody stay here. And Howard's going to walk out onto the test field. Most important tests. I have to make sure that I can avoid hitting us with it. So if I blow myself up, somebody come fucking help me. And then he's going to do another pattern and drop a fire element at his feet and try to sculpt it around himself.
Perfect. Fire is basically your natural harmonic nature that works with you. So without even thinking, if you pulled out chromatic fireball as without thinking and just going, it would just be fireball. That's what would happen. So at that point, you hit everything, and the sphere turns red. You fire it at the ground. It lands. As you do, you concentrate on sculpting the arcane energy in around yourself. The spell lands and immediately dissipates around you. You see the swirl of flame come up and around all encompassing your whole body, and it is this beautiful whirlwind of destruction that is around you. And for just a brief second, you feel not at peace, but you feel just the serendipity of this whole situation.
As everything clears, he's still standing there, unharmed.
Mhm.
Ah. Beautiful.
Which at that point, Yimmer, you see a dead squirrel being roasted right beside him.
Oh, shit. Whoops.
Well, he's dead
Ooh.
now.
And then he stops for a moment. Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of energy, though. Oh, I'm tired. I think that's all for today. Who wants to go eat?
Certainly not opposed. Yeah.
All right, let's go get some good food. As I have burned almost every spell I have for the day.
We love this. Okay, time for an encounter.
Great. We have 1 second level. Nope. 1 third level and 2
You
first
just get
levels.
this one.
Let's go.
You get this like a whole bunch of street thugs being like, "Oh, they see travelers. Yeah, they're an easy mark." They were not an easy mark.
They meet them. Deadly encounter.
The pronoun wars.
To be remembered for ages.
Oh my god. All right. So, you guys gonna go grab food. Anything specifically that you're looking for in the food range, or are you just gonna...
Remind me. Holy shit, I'm drawing a blank on her name. The wilting
That's in Menestad.
elderberry? That's what I was gonna ask. I
Yeah,
couldn't remember which
not
one it
yet.
was in. That's okay. We'll find someplace else. But we're stopping there on our trip over to Port Delorn.
Yeah, the elderflower and the wilted berry.
Yeah. Well,
That's yeah.
we should probably get supplies
Yeah.
and food to go, because B is going to be hungry. I know it.
That's true. Let's take it with us. Giant turkey legs. Let's all get giant turkey legs. She'll like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it. On me.
Okay.
All right. So, going through Old Town, I mean, it's definitely the springtime, so a lot of the more like summertime foods haven't come back into fruition just yet. You're gonna have to wait you have to wait for the spring season to finish for any of that to come in, but it doesn't mean you still can't get like turkey legs and whatnot and other sort of like breads and stuff, although the breads are starting to taste not as fresh as not as fresh as you would have gotten in the early winter. So there's just like, when you work with stale foods or stale ingredients, sometimes the food just comes out really weird. That's kind of what you're starting to get, especially Old Town North. But you do find vendors and whatnot that will definitely provide you with a lot of this food and sustenance, and it is still quite delicious in one way, shape, or another. But you might not want to question where the meat comes from.
Never.
Not that little critter.
Off in the distance, you see on the walls of Onver, a singular squirrel eyeing you down.
Somewhere you hear a crescendo
No, the crescendo is the fireball chime.
I picture it like a little, like a gif of piano play, if you will. Very short, like couple of notes. We'll bring some food for B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Honestly, that's
Yep.
yep.
Yep. My God.
Oh my god.
And that's how Conker's Bad Fur Day started.
It really did. That game was wild. Like,
Never did.
what the hell were they thinking? It works, but what? Regardless. It's just- All right, so you go back to the guild hall, and you get back to the guild hall. At this point, you see Shifting Amber. Like, I'm assuming you're going to check in on the horses and whatnot, or you.
Yeah.
So you see Shifting Amber kind of like get your horses, and they're not saddled or like bridled yet. And you see your cart, which seems to be kind of looked like it was left in a pretty, not a bad condition, but it was definitely neglected for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what looks to be like a bunch of cobwebs that have sat there for a whole bunch that have been wiped off, but a bunch of the dirt that has been on there, caked on there from previous seasons, hasn't been really cleaned off. So it's kind of hard to just scrub it all out. Or if you wish to have cleaned your cart, you have the time to do so. But
Take a little bit to, prestidigitate and scrub what needs to be scrubbed and all that.
exactly,
Clean it up,
but
get it ready.
But you see Amber carrying two bales of hay, just like full on. One's pretty much like strong arming one of them while carrying the other one like a suitcase. Walks up to the cart and throws it onto the front where the driver would be, or close to where the driver would be. The driver would still have a section up at the front of the cart there. And one there, and you see that there's been a couple other bales of hay that have been split in half to create more of like a center section within the cart, so that your team could be in there and somewhat comfortable. And at this point, also, a lot of the coverings have now, like the struts and a lot of the struts to hold the cover have been replaced and put on. So there isn't a tarp over it just yet, but it is now being prepped for such.
All right. Any things that anyone wants to pick up before we head out, or we can look in the other cities we're going to go through for more things if anyone needs?
I'll just forage on the way there.
He runs us alongside the cart. He's a frolicking yim.
Yeah. Might want to put like a balloon or bell on me.
It's been a few days. We haven't heard from him. We think he's dead. Oh, there he is. You don't see him, but you can hear him.
Oh, wait, that's a squirrel at that. Oh, no.
Hal, can you reach out to your grandfather and your greater grandfather and see if Katrina is okay with leaving today, if she needs to wait until tomorrow or needs a couple of days?
Oh, I can, but I was under the impression she wasn't going to come with us at all.
Fuck. Was that right? I thought she wanted to come with us. Am I remembering wrong?
Are you asking me?
Maybe. Let me look.
I don't know. I like this roleplay opportunity, really.
I'll tell you what, I'll send a message to my greater grandfather saying that if she does desire to come with us, now is her last chance to join.
Works for me. We can leave in the morning if she needs and wants to come with, but otherwise.
Yeah,
No.
you write in
Enjoy
your
her-
book. You write in your book that, and Baltrus replies back. Yeah, he replies back, not instantaneously, but pretty darn promptly.
Sure.
And in the Microsoft Sam voice, no, she's not coming with you.
Very good. I suppose both of you enjoy your studies.
All right. Well, then, let's head out.
Okay.
All right, cool. Sorry, I just went online to go look for a Microsoft Sam generator.
Yes.
And the first sample text was SWA.
Oh,
Oh, that was so good. All right. So at that point, you're not going to take a day just to rest up?
Probably leave
You
in
just-
the morning.
Okay, so then you take a day.
Mhm.
You take a day to rest up, and at this point, you see Crimson Pride walk through the front doors of the guild hall, and Boric is not too far behind, and he's still kind of crying. Which at this point, you just see like the pure embarrassment of Pride just being like, "Bye." I love my dad, but why is he like this?
Looking like the color that is her chosen color.
Pretty much, she's representing the emotion and color that she was meant to be. And Bark is like, oh, she's so beautiful. It's going to be so good.
So when
He
is
looks
it
over
gonna
at you guys.
be?
what?
So when is it gonna be?
And Pride comes up. It won't be for at least a month. Try and gather a couple of guests here and there, a little bit of preparation. We figured we would try and do a little bit of, we would do our own thing for a little bit.
Makes sense to me. We're gonna be gone
course.
for a little bit, so hopefully we're back in time.
I hope so too. We're gonna have it at Castle Onver, for sure. But I'm nervous, I'm excited, and she kind of looks at the ring on her finger, and it's like this really beautiful golden, like silver inlaid ring that has just this tiniest little ruby on it.
Fitting.
It's not very flashy, it's just extremely subtle. And she kind of just looks around and plays with it a little bit. And Brandy comes up, "Hey, baby." It's and you see Pride just like shift, and the demeanor of like somebody who just caught off of work kind of just melts, and she goes over and just like picks up Bryony just a little bit. And it's not that there's a height difference, but it's still she's able to do it regardless. pulls her in, gives her a little kiss, and then drops her down. I'm ready for a bath. You want to join? And Bryony, yeah. It's just off they go.
They're so cute.
Yeah. And Bark in the background. No! It's like the bird comes up. All right, Bark, I get it. You're happy. Can you at least do that somewhere else? You don't know what it's like to see your daughter be happy.
Is there like a brown color or pink?
No, there isn't.
Not brown? Dang.
Well, are you petitioning?
No. I'm just curious because they're talking about the rainbow. And I don't know what's in a rainbow.
It's okay. Not everybody has colors.
Reds are really hard for me.
It's okay. Greens are ones too. Apparently, it's supposed to look like this. He holds up a blue card.
Yeah. Oh.
Prestidigitate the card to look green instead.
Why did you turn it red?
That's green.
Oh, I have been lied to. All right. Well, we need to do some preparation. I need to go back to the triumvirate to go see Adira about this. Ugh. There's so much to do. There's not enough time. I need to go. He just kind of turns around, kind of almost runs off.
As he's leaving. But there's as much time as you all want to take. Okay.
You don't argue with the logic of a father who's happily marrying off his daughter. It's like he's gonna be the diva of the family. You know it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh wait, we got a stretchy. Thank you, Char.
Oh.
So at this point, you guys grab some more food, grab a couple of beer, you hang out with a couple of the people that have been hanging around here. The Bircha even comes by, has a drink with y'all. Eventually, you head up to bed. It still smells like a giantess. Leather bracer in there, but Yimmer, it seems somewhat more comfortable for you for some reason. We're not too sure why.
Someone's blind.
It's okay. Beatrice and Spleen, Spoon, Spoon in the bed, Halsterian, Howard, still bunking away from each other.
And everybody gets a drink.
Yeah, I drank all my drinkies. Yeah, it's like, see, I can't even tell you what I drank because it's censored.
That's how 18 plus it is.
Falskallan after hours. And you all get a night's rest, full night's rest.
Yay.
You get a full night's rest.
Rest, and I want to attune to my sword.
Yeah, and you do exactly that.
I attuned so hard.
You take the time to attune to your weapon, and it doesn't take too long afterwards, but as soon as you make the mental connection to it, the ignition word actually comes to your mind. and it is the infernal word for, well, ignite. Which seems almost unnatural for you to know, but as soon as you try and say it, it comes out it fluently and perfectly.
Wow.
Wow, God. Sorry. You're gonna make it a joke. I'm gonna make it reality.
Yes! This is why I live here.
What you deserve.
All right. And as soon as you do, you say that, the sword ignites.
And this
I
is
gotta
in
put
the
that in my
room.
little notes.
Yeah. Because, I mean, would Spleen do it anywhere else? No.
It's like pitch darkness is like like oh
Nice. Oh, ow. What are you doing?
Everything
Sorry.
gets brighter behind me while I'm looking at this spell and trying to decipher it, and it's just like,
But
what the fuck is that?
At this point, you point it down and you see one of the crabs get burned. Just
no, Mommy, sorry.
It's got battle scars.
Wait, something smells good.
No. And looks back at Howard. Surprise!
Who the hell let you have that?
To be fair, she pronounced the activation word quite well.
You.
You're not wrong.
It was meant to be. Meant to be, okay? And I meant for B.
I can't really complain much.
Yeah.
With as much
You
fire
want
as
me to
I
hit
throw
things
around.
harder? Want me to kill things faster?
No.
Hey, you gotta.
I
Okay.
know.
So.
Just be careful with it, please. You're also getting kind of close to the roof. Stop.
Okay. Okay, I'll put it away.
and you do exactly. You do that exactly. You guys head down, have your morning breakfast. It is morning porridge with a bunch of dried berries and a little bit of brown sugar on top, a little bit of cow's milk as well. It makes for a nice, hearty, decent meal, especially for spring. Which, oddly enough, there's a bit of thyme in it as well. There's like a little sprig of thyme on top, and it kind of adds a really interesting flavor.
I love time.
Oh God, what am I doing?
That being said, you guys head to you finish that up. You head to the stable and you see Shifting Amber still in, like, I wouldn't say he's still in there, but he's in there and he finally has your horses saddled, bridled, and connected to your cart, and he's kind of just leading them out of the stable and out into more or less the grounds, anticipating for you guys to show up. At this point, he's not wearing his ceremonial armor or anything like that. He's more or less just in casual, like casual tunic. And with the sun, like the nice spring day coming through, you see the warmth of the sun and just like the sun hitting the chestnut hair and kind of just lighting it up a little bit more. This little tuft. of hair that crops the top of his head. He looks over, sees you guys, and at this point, I would assume you guys. I would say that you guys had spent the time to go grab proper materials and like foods and whatnot to allow you to guys to make this journey.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over. I wanted to make sure that you guys were off in a proper fashion.
Thank you.
I just make sure you treat them well and that you bring them back. They're good horses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I could talk to animals, so I mean, if things get a little hairy, I'll be like, "Yo, it's okay."
He gets down on one knee and still towering over top of you and trying to get down to your level. And at that point, he's like, "This is why I like you."
Pom, pom, pom.
Just kind of nervously shifts away a little bit. Anyway, like just be safe. Okay.
We will keep an eye on Bryony.
I think she keeps an eye out on me. I think Pride told her to try and do that.
Turnabout is fair play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd have
Hopefully,
it
I
for
don't.
a-
I hopefully don't have an assignment anytime soon. But
Well,
anyway, he hands the rein over to you, Spleen. I'm assuming you're driving.
Yeah, and then before we go, I want to cast Speak with Aminals.
Yeah. So the two horses that are there, one is a male and one's a female. The female is the beautiful chestnut that I was talking about before. The male is this black with like a couple of white spots on like the shoulder and one on the underbelly, just kind of like off-put a little bit, but pure black with like this really nice shimmering mane that goes all the like kind of goes all the way down, and it is beautifully kept, and like it's right now it is braided, and as long and well like being saddled and bridled as well, just everything is up and in and pretty much form fit in perfection. So you go and talk to the animals.
Yeah.
All right. What do you say?
Yep. Hi, I'm Spleen. What are your names?
Why is this the thing that catches me off guard?
You gotta generate 2 horse names. Go.
I gotta generate 2 horse names.
Go to Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Name
Chestnut
generator.
and bean.
The male looks down at you. Well, they call me Wind Biscuit.
Okay. Wind biscuit?
Wind Biscuit.
Wind biscuit.
And it's at this point, like, you guys look at Spleen, and she's like basically speaking horse to the horse, and the horse goes standing
Nice.
tall and proud, just doing like the one just
All right. Yep. Wind biscuit. And what about you?
They call me Flutterhoof.
Flutterhoof. Okay. Right. Well, I'm Spleen. That one's Howard. That one's Yimmer. That one's Hal. That one is B. Yeah. We're gonna be on the road for a while, so it's good that we get to know each other. We will protect you.
Meanwhile, Howard is talking to Amber like, don't worry too much about them. He just gives a gentle pat to each horse and gives them mage armor. They'll be fine.
Right. Put in your notes, y'all. Wind Biscuit and Flutterhoof.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
This is important information.
Very important. Catalog, not catalog. Fucking
Cattle.
write it down. Put a star on it so it shows up as your favorite. So it shows up real fast. Pin it in Discord right now.
Just pin it into submission.
Wind Biscuit.
It's a
what
proud
happens-
name, a part of the
like-
biscuit family.
That's what happens when you fart, but it's not a trustworthy fart. The Wind
No.
Biscuit.
No, that's a fart that you think is going to be a really good one. It's just,
Oh yeah, little.
it just.
Yeah. So much pressure. It's nothing. It's a lie. I've been lied to all my life.
Anyway, you all get onto the cart and you head out of Von Ver. You go past Ashhorn's Hollow, past the front gate to where Castle Onver would be, and you move into the east section of the city, past the east gate, the east garrison there. You're walking through, and you see Exus. You see Exus on the way out. He's sitting there, just kind of manning a bit of the, just manning the gates, ensuring that things are moving back and forth. He sees you lot. Hey, how's it going? What are you guys up to?
Heading out for a little bit. We gotta go a bit far. We're heading all the way out to Port Delorn.
Port Delorn? Whoa, that's a hike and a half. It's
Yeah.
gonna take you a good week and a bit, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a little bit, but we've got stuff that we need to take care of in the meantime. That's fine. He just kind of pats his book.
I understand. That being the case, you better get back to me. All right?
Oh, I got a few new tricks. I should be back.
All right, perfect. He looks over. All right, Wind Biscuit, treat them well. He just kind of.
Yep.
At that point, you guys start going. The fields east of Onver start slowly turning into the beautiful kept forest, dotted with the farmsteads and cobblestones, walls lining the pathway. As the day keeps moving forward, the trees turn into heavier thickets of woods. The signs of civilization and life have all but vanished. You're basically out in the nature. This beautiful sunny day. It feels like the heats of the summers are going to start coming back real soon, and that the farmers will finally get their grains planted, their crop ready to grow. The pathway eventually turns from well-kept stone to more of a worked-in, rutted farmer's path. It takes you basically a day before you start reaching anything close to where the Blades Mark is, and at this point, your first day goes, and you will set up shop for camping. At this point, I'm just gonna speed this one part along.
Howard is spending a lot of the travel time trying to decipher the spell from the grimoire.
Yep. Make a Arcana check for me. I make a couple of Arcana checks. I know you've been doing it for the last couple days, regardless. In-game couple days.
Okey-dokey.
Anything you guys are trying to do during this off time?
Oh, yeah. I want to. I want to teach Wind Biscuit and Flutterhoof how to kick ass. Just like if they need to defend themselves, using their kicks and rearing up and their bites. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very spleen.
Yep.
Yeah. Like just in case
Make an
you're
animal.
like stuck. Do like fighting something else and then something comes at you guys. You need to know how to defend yourself. Cause you're big. Okay? You two are big. So don't forget that, okay? Cause I know how you horses can be sometimes.
Make an animal handling check.
18.
18. Okay, so you spend the off times after the horses have been unbridled and unsaddled,
Mhm.
to talk with them over, kind of lead them into like a little bit of a grassy patch for allowing them to kind of eat, and then you set the hay out and a bunch of different oats and things that they would really enjoy to really munch on. And they seem to understand you. Although they all have a natural, they have the natural instinct to that. You're instilling confidence in them slowly to do that. Yimmer, and you want to go foraging?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a. I guess this would be a nature check or investigation, whatever one's higher for you.
Investigation. Woohoo! 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're you definitely spend a couple hours foraging, but you're looking for the telltale markers of like you know really good wet soil or like rotted trees that give that kind of great nutrients for any sort of more of the edible kind of mushrooms you're looking for, and you end up finding more than a couple handfuls of uh edible mushrooms you can pick from something that's not going to kill somebody from the list.
Okay. Hooray.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hold on, let me see. You know what? I don't trust you. That's just-
What?
Yeah,
rolls.
spotted cornus. You find a whole bunch of spotted cornus and plowed earth mushrooms.
Ooh. I don't have those ones. Cloud Earth.
Plowed earth. It's second one in the mushrooms list.
Okay. Mushroom.
3 rolls good enough for Arcana.
3 is good enough for Arcana. What'd you get?
22, 23, 26.
Damn.
Yeah. 14, 15, and 18.
Nice. So wait, your Arcana is
Plus 8. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you spend the time ciphering things and you're starting to see a lot of different like a lot of different of the same passages being connected together. So you know that these are starting to be these phrases and clumps of words are, you don't know what they say yet, but you're starting to see the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more or less what you've got so far.
Okay.
Halsterian, anything for you or?
Not that makes sense. So no.
Inner contemplation.
Okay. Cool. So you guys wake up the next day. I would like for one of you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Who wants to roll it?
It's up to you all, huh?
Okay.
Go for it.
16.
16.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys wake up to beautiful sunny skies, but you see the clouds that are kind of rolling overhead. They're not rain clouds, but they're more or less just something that may give you a partially cloudy day, as at least in the morning. Although the sounds of the birds singing in the air and the smell of the moisture and the dew on a lot of the low-lying areas is a good sign that it's going to be a nice warm day. A nice warm day ahead of you. Having said, you pack everything up and you move on forward. This day's travel gets you closer to the town of Morg. The roads wind through the trees, and you pass a couple of other traders that seem to have that you pass by. They all wave and they say their hellos, and you keep on keeping on. But you wind through the trees. You wind through the trees, and you notice that a lot of the trees more to the south show more of a boreal forest look, while ones in the north show more of like a plains, more of like plains type trees. And winding through, it starts going up closer to starts winding up and closer, and you eventually reach the river known as the Blade Mark. This is a river northeast of Onver, and this actually is a tributary that feeds into the Sandon. Although it's relatively unmarkable, you do see a bunch of schools of fish fighting up the stream, probably heading into their nesting grounds to make into the smaller lakes and ponds that are more up into the Grace Prairie area. You follow the riverbanks of the Blades Mark, and eventually you come upon a small nestled city on the Blades Mark, a natural hill with runoffs that lead into the river that form the city itself. Although small in comparison to Onver, it holds a walled section of the city, marking the old elven outpost that was once here. Since then, the city has expanded past its walls to encroach onto the river and surrounding areas. Like a tree, you would see the growth around the city marked by vastly different art of architecture, from dwarven influence to a gnomish sprawl. This shitty city this city shows a lot of its history through the waves of migrants. You're now looking at the city of Morg, hearth of the Blade Mark. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
New city.
Yep.
Yes, I know. City.
I want to thank everybody for sticking it out tonight. I know we've had a pretty good turnout out in the chat, and I'm happy for people who have come and stayed. We'd like to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us tonight, and also FX May Vary, led by our own Charminar. Which, speaking of Charminar, she's got Melody of the Maelstrom that happens every other Monday on Dire Bear Discord here. Please check them out. I've hosted one of their games, and they have a really good crew of people. Lovely bunch. Great for a laugh, but also great for good story. We also have what is it? Not Aegis of the Legion. It's Operation
Aegis.
Operation Aegis. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, Operation Aegis. On Tuesdays. Please join our Discord. Please buy our merch. Please do the things and everything else. Let's raid the Dirty Rollers.
Okay.
Get those give those guys some much love. I'm a part of their Discord. They're a really good group of people. I enjoy having conversations with them and chatting up. But that being said, I guess we will see you guys next week. Yeah, we will definitely see you guys next week. And so I'm excited to see what you guys get yourselves into. Or am I? That being the case, you guys have a good night. Be safe out there. I love you all. And do you dare to imagine? Have a good night.